Hola clase, today we're going to talk about direct object pronouns. This is from the Avancemos textbook. It's on página 204 if you need help. Please watch this presentation as many times as you need to in order to really understand and grasp the concept of direct object pronouns in Spanish. So let's talk about what's going to be on this presentation. We're going to explain what a direct object is in English, and then we're going to talk about what it is in Spanish. And then we're going to discuss what the pronouns are in English and in Spanish so that we can really understand what they are. Second, we are going to talk about placement. Where does it go in the sentence? Where does the pronoun go in the sentence? And there'll be a couple examples at the end. So here we go. So what is a direct object? First of all, direct objects answer the question what or whom in a sentence. For example, if I say, I see the truck, I is my subject, see is my verb, and the truck is actually my direct object. It answers the questions, what do I see? So I see the truck. It is what is receiving the action. If I say my dad wants a new car, my dad is the subject, wants is the verb, and a new car will be your direct object. It answers the question, what does my dad see? What does my dad want? He wants a new car. Then if I say the sentence, I love you, your direct object is you. I is my subject, love is my verb, and you are, in this case, our direct object. You don't understand us. You don't understand us. You is my subject, don't understand is my verb, and us in this sentence is my direct object. So what I want you to see is that truck, car, pen, pencil, t-shirt, socks, whatever it may be, it can either be an item, but it could also be a person. Like I love you, or you don't understand us, or if I ask you, do you understand me? In that case, me would be the direct object. So it can be people as well. Let's try this in Spanish. All right, you have Ana compra el vestido. All right, Anna buys a dress. What does she buy? El vestido. So we would put a circle around el vestido because that would be the direct object of the sentence. Let's try it again. Aldo prefiere las camisas azules. So what does he prefer? He prefers las camisas azules, the blue shirt. Las camisas azules. In your direct object, the adjective is included. Number 3, mi hermana quiere unos zapatos nuevos. So what does my sister want? Unos zapatos nuevos. She wants some new shoes. The whole thing would be my direct object. Number 4, yo entiendo a mi mamá. Right? A mi mamá would be my direct object. I understand my mother, my mom. And number 5, nosotros miramos las chicas en el centro comercial. So we are looking at, what are we looking at? We're actually looking at las chicas at the mall. So some of you boys, I know that you guys like to watch the ladies when you go to the mall. So las chicas would be your direct object, not the mall. We are not looking at the mall, we are looking at the ladies. So what is the direct object pronoun? So now that we've just figured out what a direct object is, a direct object pronoun takes place of the direct object. So if I don't want to keep saying the truck, I see the truck would be my direct object, but I could also say that I see it, right? It would be my pronoun. It will take place of the truck. So let's see this other sentence. My dad wants a new car, right? What does my dad want? He wants a new car. So that would be my direct object. Now, if I didn't want to keep saying a new car, a new car, a new car, I could say my dad wants it. So it would be my direct object pronoun. It would take place of a new car. Let's say I don't understand my mom. My mom would be my direct object, and I could say I don't understand her. So that takes place of my mom. I could say her instead. So the following are the direct object pronouns in English. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, and them. So in Spanish, you have the equivalents are as follows. You have me. So in Spanish, it's pronounced me, not me. So me, you would use that like if I said, do you understand me? Or do you love me? Right? You would say me. And then you would answer back, yeah, I love you, right? You'd use say. Say for you. Now, if it's a formal you, you would use lo or la, depending on whether if it was masculine or feminine. And then him is lo and her is la. Both lo and la can also mean it. I know in class we talk about lo tengo for bingo. Lo tengo means I have it. What is it in this situation? It is bingo. So bingo is masculine, and so you would use lo. So lo tengo. Us would be nos. You plural would be los and las. Them is also los and las. So, for example, I know in class I talked about if I won a shopping spree, and they said, okay, Miss Baker, you can go to the shopping spree. As soon as I said go, you can grab as much clothing as you want. Whatever you can grab, you get. You get to keep for free. So I'm, of course, really excited. Game on, let's do this. So they say go, and I'm running into the store, and I grab a pair of shoes, right? So los zapatos. I'm no longer going to say lo tengo, I have it. I need to say I have them. So I would say los tengo because you're talking about los zapatos. Now, if I was running to the shirt table and I started grabbing a bunch of shirts, right, las camisetas or las camisas, I would no longer say lo tengo, but I would change the lo to match las tengo. Tengo las camisas, right? So las tengo, I have them. It can go for him or her too. If we are playing hide and go seek and I'm tagging someone or I found you, right? I could say, oh, I have him or I have her. So say I'm running around and I grab Olivia. I grab Olivia and I'm going to say, oh, I have her, I got her, right? I would no longer say lo tengo, I would have to say la tengo, I have her. So let's see if these make sense with some more examples. Alright, let's label the direct object pronouns for the following. We're going to go back to the same 5 sentences that we did before. And we discussed what the direct objects were in each sentence. Now we're going to talk about the pronouns. So Ana compra el vestido. El vestido is masculine and it is just singular. So el vestido can now become lo. Ana buys it. Aldo prefiere las camisas azules. Las camisas azules is now las because it is feminine and plural. So them. He prefers them. Mi hermana quiere unos zapatos nuevos. Unos zapatos nuevos now turns to los because it's them because it's masculine and it's plural. Yo entiendo a mi mamá. Mi mamá now goes to la because we're talking about her. When nosotros miramos las chicas en el centro comercial, las chicas now become las because it's feminine and plural. So we want to say them. We're looking at them. Now let's talk about the placement of direct object pronouns. First of all, in English, we say I want it, right? Want is my verb, and then it would be my direct object pronoun. Now in Spanish, it's a little bit different, and I like to put Yoda up here because Yoda speaks a little bit different for those of you that are Star Wars fans. So Yoda says, it's I want. So your verb is after your direct object pronoun. So it's opposite of what we do in English. Let's look at another example. You have, she buys them. Buys is my verb. Them is my direct object pronoun. But Mr. Yoda says, she them buys, right? She would be your subject. Them would be your direct object pronoun. And buys would be your verb. So notice the placement of the direct object pronoun. In English, the direct object pronoun is placed after the verb, while in Spanish, it usually comes before the conjugated verb, and we're going to talk about that. So let's label the direct object pronouns for the following. We just labeled the direct object pronouns for the following. So here's the 5 sentences we've been talking about. We've identified the direct object pronouns in each sentence. Then we went back and we labeled the direct object pronouns for each sentence. So we figured out the pronouns for each sentence. So now what we have to do is we're going to rewrite the sentence placing the direct object pronoun before the conjugated verb. So let's find our conjugated verb in each sentence. So number 1, it would be compra. And number 2, it would be prefiere. And number 3, it would be quiere. And number 4, it would be entiendo. And number 5, it would be miramos. So we are now rewriting our sentence where our conjugated verb comes after our direct object pronouns, and our direct object pronoun comes before the conjugated verb. So we're now writing number 1, Ana compra el vestido, to a whole new sentence saying she buys it. But remember, Yoda says it buys. So it comes before the conjugated verb. Direct object pronouns are placed before the conjugated verb. So we're rewriting the sentences placing the direct object pronoun before the conjugated verb. So Ana en compra was my conjugated verb. The lo now goes before it. So Ana lo compra means she buys it. It being, I think it was the dress, el vestido. Aldo prefiere, now is Aldo las prefiere. Mi hermana los quiere. Yo la entiendo, la being my mom. Y nosotros las miramos en el centro comercial. These are our new sentences with our direct object pronouns and our conjugated verb before the conjugated verb. Alright, sometimes there can be two verbs in a sentence, and this can affect the placement of the direct object pronoun. If this is the case, if you see two verbs, you need to identify what is the conjugated verb and what is an infinitive. So I'm going to give you some quick examples. The conjugated verb would be montan, quieres, and hablamos. Their infinitive forms are montar, querer, and hablar. So it is the unconjugated form of a verb is called an infinitive, and then everything else is a conjugated verb. So, I want to eat pizza. Is yo quiero comer la pizza. Okay. Quiero would be my conjugated verb. Comer would be my infinitive. And then la pizza would be my direct object. Now we learned that la pizza, to say I want to eat it, instead of saying la pizza, can go to la, because it's feminine and it's singular. So, I can place it before my conjugated verb, yo la quiero comer, right? I want to eat it. It goes before my conjugated verb. Or, in this sentence, there are two infinitives. There are two verbs. If there is an infinitive, the direct object pronouns can also be written attached to the infinitive. So the same sentence, yo quiero comer la pizza, can be yo la quiero comer, or yo quiero comerla, where it's attached to the infinitive. It can either go before the conjugated verb or attached to the infinitive. If there is no infinitive, like the 5 sentences that we've been talking about, if there is no infinitive, then you just write it before the conjugated verb. You don't have to attach it to infinitive. If the infinitive is not there, you do not attach the direct object pronoun to anything. It goes before the conjugated verb. Alright, let's do another example. My dad prefers to wear jeans. Mi papá prefiere llevar los jeans. Alright, my dad prefers to wear jeans. So prefiere would be my conjugated verb. Llevar would be my infinitive. And los jeans would be my direct object. Now we learned that los jeans, to say my dad prefers to wear them, can be replaced by los. Now, we learned that we can put los, my direct object pronoun, before the conjugated verb. So mi papá los prefiere llevar. Or, since there's an infinitive in this sentence, it can also be attached to the infinitive. Mi papá prefiere llevarlos. And it makes one big word, llevarlos. This is one big word. So, it can either be written before the conjugated verb, or it can be attached to the attached to the infinitive. I'm confusing myself. So, ¿ustedes quieren ver la presentación otra vez? You guys want to watch the presentation again? Sí, la queremos ver otra vez. Or, queremos verla otra vez. So you can go through and you can watch this again as many times as you need in order to really grasp direct object pronouns. I hope this helped. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta mañana.